Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the official Highlung channel. Today we're going to be doing another one of those famous talking head videos. If you don't want to hold the video up on your screen, feel free to minimize it or put it in the background. You can listen along, but if you do want to watch this one, I will have some slides up where we look at some of the actual published documentation about what we're talking about today. So from the title of the video, what we're going to be discussing is the transition of accounts in World of Warcraft Classic to the Burning Crusade Classic. There's been a lot of questions about this being in the game and hearing people talk in public channels. It seems like there's not really a lot of really good information that Blizzard has put out as far as actually answering questions on what's going on here until we got this post. So this one does have a lot of really good information to help actually understand what the process is and what the servers are doing. In my last video, we talked about how I wished the servers were going to naturally progress from the Classic into Burning Crusade, and that we would get new servers that were going to start at the beginning of launch of Classic WoW and then release in patch format. So they're not doing that exactly, and I'm disappointed by that, especially with how much they're wanting to charge to clone characters, to have them separate, have the same character separate on both sets of servers. What they're going to be doing is transitioning all of the Classic servers into the Burning Crusade, just like it did back in the day. When the game goes live on patch day, your entire server is going to go over to the Burning Crusade. When you log into your account from this time forward, this video is being made on May the 20th, on the 18th, when the patch dropped, moving forward, any of the characters that you played in Classic Vanilla, those characters will be given the option to choose whether you want to keep them in what they're calling Classic Era. Classic Era is going to be the launch Classic Vanilla version of the game, or if you want to be in the Burning Crusade, if you want the character to move on to the Burning Crusade. Supposedly, at that time, they will snapshot your character for the quests, for the money, for the items, for your attunements, whatever. You will have a snapshot of the character that is saved in your account for a certain period of time. As far as I've been able to read so far, I don't know exactly how long that time is going to be, but for a certain period of time, if you transition the character into the Burning Crusade, you will have the option to clone the character over to the launch era Classic server. That will be a separate server from the Burning Crusade instance of the game. And with that, you will have that snapshot character that you will then drive forward. We'll read through all of the text and everything, and we'll figure that out. That way, if you don't like reading the actual article, I'll read it for you. If you're driving or something, hopefully this will be a pretty good way for you to get that information, and it'll be a little bit more accurate you will have a more accurate understanding of what to do and how you want to proceed. So looking at the way things are right now, it does not appear that we will be getting an actual relaunch of Classic where the servers are starting from scratch. It does not appear at this time that Blizzard is offering that. As a call out to Blizzard, you need to do this. You need to re-release the game just like you did 2 years ago when you launched World of Warcraft Classic. You need to relaunch the game. There are people out there that want to start from scratch again. There's people that missed that originally that want to be able to do that experience. You need to put out some servers that are going to do a relaunch of the game. Again, my opinion, but from what I'm hearing from other people, I am not the only person out there that wants this. And if we're paying the subscription, I don't understand, with the code already verified and validated, and we went through this process where they worked out all the bugs for the launch. I don't understand why it's not something that is a rather simple implementation. Just instance some servers out and launch them. I think that would be a wise choice for Blizzard. If you're paying attention, if anybody's watching this video, for whatever that's worth, then it needs to happen. I think if for no other reason than the continuity of the progression of the classic concept. And then the cloning service is actually pretty smart. When you get to level 58 or from that point forward, you get the option of cloning your character over or transitioning over to the new expansion. That gives you the option of how you want to do it. I think that it would work out really well that way. That's my opinion. Let's move into the actual article from Blizzard. This is on their website. The name of the article is Playing Ahead, Making Choices in WoW Classic. Let me pull up some slides here. So, whenever you go to the WoW portal and you go to actually launch the game, what you will notice is that the game, if you have the WoW Classic tab pulled up on your WoW tab, if you have WoW Classic chosen for login, it will now offer you to install a fresh client of WoW Classic. The game, as you had it installed, has been updated to the Burning Crusade. So you will have to install yet another World of Warcraft client onto your computer, and you will access the WoW Classic era, the launch era as they're calling it. You'll have to install that as a separate client on your computer, and that is how you will access those characters. So your stuff moving forward will actually be Classic TBC. Where we are right now is there's a text option. It says learn more about logging in for TBC. I forget exactly how it's worded, but that's essentially what it says. And this is the link that it provides. So we'll go through this together real quick, and I'll read it for you, and we'll summarize. Make sure it's in terms that everybody kind of understands. So it says, greetings, WoW Classic adventurers. With Burning Crusade arriving on June 1st, we want to share more details on what you can expect when we release the pre-expansion patch for Burning Crusade Classic on our launch era servers. There's that phrase that they're using. So that is going to be a coined term that we should expect to see and kind of work with moving forward. So it says, first steps, beginning with the patch day. Players will have the opportunity to make a choice for each existing Classic character. Will that character continue into the Burning Crusade Classic or remain in the Classic era? Currently, when you log into WoW Classic, you can see general information on what's coming by clicking the Burning Crusade Classic button at login. So you see the Burning Crusade button right here. You will see that on your Battle.net portal. And it will give you up-to-date information on what is changing, what's going on right now, and what's available. So this right here, it says coming soon, Burning Crusade Classic will soon be split into separate games, Burning Crusade and Classic Era. When that happens, you'll choose which game to play ongoing forward per character. So it says, what's happening to my realm? The formal explanation here on what's happening to the realms from Blizzard. As of the pre-expansion patch, all current World of Warcraft Classic servers will progress to Burning Crusade Classic content. When you first log in, you'll then make a choice on each existing character whether to advance that character into the Burning Crusade Classic or choose to play the World of Warcraft Classic era realm, available as a new game download on the Battle.net desktop app. As I mentioned earlier, you actually have to download a separate client, which is Classic Era, which is what they're calling it, to access that. Either character can be unlocked once for free, either in Burning Crusade Classic or World of Warcraft Classic. If you want to play a character in both Burning Crusade Classic and World of Warcraft Classic, you can opt in to the character clone service for a fee. Now, this originally they were saying was going to be $35 a character. One of the stupidest things I have ever seen Blizzard do, and in my opinion, a blatant overreach from Activision, truly showing their greedy hands. Offering it at the more affordable price of $15, which is what it's advertised at right now, allows people to justify the expense over more characters. The conversations online have essentially been exactly that. If I were to do it, I'd do one character at $35, but if it was $10 or $15, I'd do 5 or 6 characters. Well, that's more money for Blizzard, and it's an automated service. Click the button, done and done. So they have brought that price down to $15, not as low as we would like to see it, but much better than the $35. Take what you can get sometimes, I suppose. So choose your game. When you log into the Battle.net app, you'll see the following options under the game version and account selection screen under Live. World of Warcraft Classic, World of Warcraft Burning Crusade Classic, and World of Warcraft. That's going to be the retail Shadowlands as it is now. As mentioned during the BlizzCon line deep dive panel for Burning Crusade Classic, with the pre-expansion patch, players will be provided with the option to play either on the new Classic era realm, just as it was the last day before the patch, or continue into Burning Crusade Classic. This verifies that they are not relaunching Classic servers. This is old servers are now becoming Burning Crusade servers, and if you want to keep your character in Classic and just play from where you left off, those servers will never be updated again, and they are just going to pick up as though it's the day after the patch day without any updates. It's just going to be Classic moving forward with 0 updates. All the characters that you created and played before servers came down for the patch will appear on the same realms. You'll see the realms listed in both Burning Crusade Classic and World of Warcraft Classic games. That means you'll see all your pre-existing characters in both versions of the games. If you log into World of Warcraft Classic or the Burning Crusade Classic, your characters will be visible on both clients. You'll be able to see them, but it will be denoted which expansion they are in. We're going to get to that in just a moment, where you're actually going to see where you have to choose your expansion if you haven't done so yet on the account. It's important to note that all current realms will progress to Burning Crusade Classic content. World of Warcraft Classic era realms are new, but retain the same names as before and exist exactly as they did prior to the patch, to the pre-expansion patch. Excuse me. They exist as they did prior to the pre-expansion patch. All the characters that you created and played before servers come down for the patch will appear on the same realms. You'll see the... Am I reading the same thing over? You'll see those realms listed in both Burning Crusade Classic and World of Warcraft Classic games. That means you'll see all your pre-existing characters in both versions of the game. To explain what you'll see on patch day, let's take a further look at the details. So Burning Crusade Classic specifically here. Let's go ahead and advance the screen down here. If you last logged into World of Warcraft Classic before patch day, your default option in the Battle.net desktop app will be Burning Crusade Classic. That's because your Classic client has been updated to the Burning Crusade client by default. If you want to do just Classic era, you will have to install a separate client. If you want to move into the Burning Crusade Classic, then just select that option. At login and character select, you will see Burning Crusade Classic screen. You can select the realms you played on before the patch and see all of your characters that were on those realms. They'll be listed just the same way they were before. You'll notice each of your existing characters will be required to make a choice as indicated by the choose expansion text shown beneath your character. So if you will look right here, it says Moon Razman, level 19 Hunter, and on your character selection screen, it'll say choose expansion. So you will know which characters have been chosen and which ones have not been chosen yet. You'll know in that point. For example, Moon Razman, shown above, hasn't made a choice yet. Upon selecting Moon Razman, you'll be presented with the option to make a choice for this character. I want to play this character in the Burning Crusade expansion, or I want to play this character in the Classic era. When you select the Play Burning Crusade button, you will need to confirm your choice by typing the character's name into the confirmation screen. This is so they don't get a billion petitions saying, hey, I didn't mean to do that. No, you meant to do it, and we know that you meant to do it because you typed your character name into it. If you don't choose this correctly, it is on you. This is going to be your responsibility to make sure that you hit the correct thing. The logo will say Burning Crusade if you are going into Burning Crusade. It won't say Burning Crusade if you're not going into Burning Crusade and choosing the Classic era. You're going to type in your character name on that screen, which will verify that choice of locking that character in that path. If you are one of those people that has a hard time choosing this, take your time. Do not rush this process. They will not help you on the back side. That's why they have put in this confirmation screen where you type in the character name. They will not help you, okay? Pay attention to what you're doing here. If you make this mistake, it's all on you, and they are making sure that it's painfully obvious that you are going to be the one that bears the burden here. Otherwise, they wouldn't have put in such an intricate detail here. Once you click accept, let's go ahead and check this here. So you can see, literally, you have to type in the character name before the accept button will even become available. Before you type in the character name, the accept button won't even show up. So if you if you spell it incorrectly, the button won't even show up. It's a very specific and intentional process that you're doing here. Once you click accept, your character will now be part of the Burning Crusade Classic. While Outland won't be available to play with the pre-expansion patch, you will have the ability to log in and begin leveling your Blood Elf or Draenei races, along with the jewel crafting I speak English, I promise. Along with the jewel crafting profession with early access. World of Warcraft... I swear, I do speak. World of Warcraft Classic era. To join and play on the Classic realms, you will select the World of Warcraft Classic game in the Battle.net desktop app and install it as a new game. If you already have existing characters prior to patch day, they will appear on the same realms where they were originally created. I'm going to give you a helpful hint. Before you do this process, don't do this process as you're watching this video. I'm going to give you a helpful hint if you want to retain your UI and your mods so that you don't have to rebuild everything from scratch. I'm going to give you a helpful hint before you log in. Hang out with me. End of the video, I'll tell you what to do. Do not log into the game until we finish this video if you want to retain your custom UI and any of the mods that you had in place before. We'll pick up here. When looking at the selected realm and pre-existing classic characters, each character will show a requirement to choose an expansion. As you're seeing right here, level 60 for Misha. Selected in the character select list, you're presented with the options screen as follows. So this right here is going to be the option screen that you have when you select a character with the choose expansion indication on them. As an example, when Misha is selected, you'll be presented with the option screen below as follows. World of Warcraft Classic, I want to play this character in Classic era, or World of Warcraft Burning Crusade Classic, I want to play this character in the Burning Crusade. After selecting Play Classic Era button, you'll confirm your choice by typing the character's name into the confirmation screen. You see here, it's blank. The button is grayed out. You cannot accept it until you type the character name in, correctly spelled, so you are confirming your intent entirely to lock this character in on that expansion option. Clicking accept will set you on your way to continuing your journey in the World of Warcraft Classic era. Now, what is a clone? For players who want to play a character in both Burning Crusade Classic and World of Warcraft Classic, so a character that you started in Classic, launch Classic, you want to move it over to the Burning Crusade, but you also want to keep raiding Nax. You want to keep raiding ZG. You want to keep doing level 60 Battlegrounds. Maybe you're aiming for High Warlord. Maybe you're aiming for Grand Marshal. Maybe you're still working on grinding out those reputations. Whatever the reason that you want to keep that character on the launch server. We have a new optional service that we call Character Clone. This optional service will only become available on a character after you have made a choice for that character in the other game. For Thuata, man, some of these names. For Thuata, shown below, she was unlocked in the Burning Crusade Classic. Upon installing and logging into the other game, World of Warcraft Classic, you'll see Thuata listed and is grayed out. The text under her name now reads, Clone Available. So, you logged into Burning Crusade, you locked the character into Burning Crusade, you typed in the name and everything else. It's already locked in. Blizzard took a screenshot of the character when you opted into Burning Crusade. Now, if you go over to Classic, and you go to that server, you can see that character on that server. But you can't log into it. The character name is grayed out, as you can see right here. The Wata is grayed out, but it says Clone Available. At this point, if you click the clone icon, a confirmation window with more information will appear. It shows the cloned date of the character, which includes all progress of the character up to that date. The text on the game says activate clone. This character is activated in the Burning Crusade. You may activate them in the Classic era by purchasing a character clone service. This is what the confirmation looks like. You are activating a version of Thuata that was saved on month, day, and year. So it'll tell you when that character snapshot was taken. You're going to type in the character's name and you'll accept. By clicking accept, it will take you to the store screen, which will allow you to purchase a character clone service. You'll put in all of your information. Let you take a peek at that right there. It'll let you put in your information, whether you're paying with your Blizzard balance, your PayPal, your credit card, your debit card, whatever. Upon doing that, you will have the transaction complete, and then the character screenshot or a snapshot will be activated as a live character on the game that you have chosen. So if you lock the character into Classic and you want to move it over to Burning Crusade with a clone, you pay $15. After you pay the $15, it is now available also in the Burning Crusade client on the Burning Crusade servers. If you chose the Burning Crusade for your character, after you have locked that in, if you open up the new install that you did for the Classic launch era server, you log in there, your character will be there, but the name will be grayed out and you won't be able to log into it. You'll see clone available. You click on the button next to that with the cloning service icon. When you click on that icon, it'll say, do you want to do this? This is the snapshot date of the character from when it was moved over to the other game. Do you want to pick up from that snapshot? You'll say yes by typing in the character name and hitting accept, and then that will take you to the store screen where you choose your payment, lock it in, and as soon as you're done with the payment, it'll make that character again accessible in the other client. So you'll have the full clone on both accounts, or on both games, excuse me, and you'll be able to play them on their appropriate servers. So it says right here, stay classic. We hope this information helps prepare you for the adventures to come, and we'll see you soon. We're not going to get into the comments because that we know that comments are truly atrocious and awful online. I think that this does help to answer a lot of questions that people have had this entire time. I think that Blizzard did an absolutely terrible job of making this information more readily available and accurate to the point. When we were first told about this, everything was kind of vague. We didn't know how much things were going to cost. We didn't know what the process was going to look like. The concept of snapshotting your character, there was no real detail provided on that. This helps to clear that up. Now, if you had a custom UI and you had all of your preferences set and you want to retain those, what you can do is go into your game client. If you go into the folder directory, so if we're on Windows, you go into the folder that your game is installed, okay? When you go in there, you've got your add-ons folder, which is going to be under interface, I believe. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull it up so I can look at it on mine. I'm not going to show you mine so you don't know what all my files look like. I'm super, super secret. So in the BattleNet folder, you'll go in there and you will open up World of Warcraft. And after you have installed the new Classic Era server, or client, excuse me. After you've installed the Classic Era client, if you go into the World of Warcraft folder in the BattleNet folder, you will see Classic, Classic Era, and Retail. Classic is Burning Crusade. Classic Era is the new launch era servers, and Retail is Shadowlands as of today. If you're watching this video down the line, then whatever expansion is currently out as the current Retail is going to be that client. So Classic Era, if you will go into the regular Classic, so _Classic _ folder, and grab the cache, interface, and WTF folders. Those 3 folders. Copy those 3 folders back out of the Classic folder and go into the Classic Era folder. And then paste those 3 folders, cache, interface, and WTF, into the Classic Era folder. When you log into the game, all of your mods should be installed as they were prior to the change from Classic to Classic Era, as they're calling it now. That will put your old UI back in place, and it should be functional. You may need to update some mods. They should be available for update and download from your normal place, whether it's CurseForge or Overwolf or the direct website, wherever you get your mods. If there's an update, you should be able to download them. It's been out at this point. Most, if not all, of the mods that I use have been updated, and they're available for update if it was required. I don't think I even had any that were required for the Classic. For the TBC stuff, I'm sure that we'll continue to get rolling updates on those. So, if you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comments. I'll try to keep up with that. If I see any questions that I can answer, I'll be happy to do that. We'll see if we can keep everything going that way. But I wanted to make this video because I know a lot of folks aren't going to read, and sometimes it's just easier to hear somebody else talk through it. But at the same time, I'm just glad that we're getting some clarification on this, because it feels like more and more the soon registered trademark from Blizzard is now turning into ... registered trademark. I don't feel like we're getting proper communication about things. I think that we're getting a carrot on a stick. Yes, pun intended. I think we're getting carrot on a stick in a lot of situations, and then, hey, come spend money on this thing. Hey, we're going to introduce this thing that you can spend money on, etc., etc. While all of that is frustrating, I'm going to be focusing on what aspects of the game I can enjoy, and I'm not going to let that stuff bother me. I would suggest that you do the same, because there is a ton to enjoy about this game. We've been wanting this. We've been asking for it. We finally have it here. If you don't want to spend the money, don't spend the money. Don't feel bad about it later. Do what is comfortable for you and makes you happy, and just move on. Keep going. Don't worry about the little stuff. Don't let people get you upset. Enjoy the game, okay? I wish you guys only the very best. If you need anything, let me know. I'll be happy to help in any way that I can. Like I said, I will try to keep my eye on the comment section. And feel free to jump into the Discord if you have any questions, concerns, anything like that, and we'll get it all sorted out. Man, I hate being that guy that's like, enjoy your adventures in Outland. You know, I'm not going to do that. Enjoy playing the video game, okay? We're a community here, and I think that we should embrace that. The game itself is not what we're here for. We're about the community, and I have seen that old school community coming back in big ways. So be a community, be good to your people, be good to the people you encounter in the game, and let's tap back into what we loved when we were first playing this again. Enjoy your video game, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.